This is Canopus paper, brand new and the spiritual successor to Cosmo Air Light. Well, sort of. Let me explain. Back in 2019, a small but influential paper merchant called Yamamoto Paper showed up at the San Francisco pen show with a stack of paper samples. They asked attendees to vote for their favorite. Cosmo Air Light took the top spot. Encouraged by this, Yamamoto released a notebook featuring Cosmo Air Light called Cosmo Note. Other notebook makers quickly joined in, and before long, Cosmo Air Light became a beloved staple in the community. The timing was just right. The pen world was in turmoil over Tomoe River, the reigning favorite. Its manufacturer at the time, Tomoegawa, had just switched production to a different machine, and the paper changed in ways people didn't love. But just 3 years later, Cosmo Air Light was discontinued. Its maker, Nippon Paper, decided to move away from the declining printing paper market and focused instead on growing areas like household paper. This is an industry-wide trend. According to business magazine Nikkei, printing paper is on the decline while another segment is booming, toilet paper. That's thanks to a rise in tourism, says Nikkei. Yamamoto, undeterred, set out to find a new paper for pen and ink lovers. After a 3-year search, they have landed on a worthy successor, Canopus. Right now you can only get Canopus as these narrow notepad refills, but Yamamoto is already working on a new notebook, the true follow-up to Cosmo Note. The Canopus Note will debut at this year's San Francisco Pen Show just around the corner. So what's it like to write on? Compared to Cosmo, Canopus has more texture. With a fine nib or pencil, you will notice that it isn't glassy smooth. The coating lets the natural texture of the paper fibers peek through. Yet somehow the nib glides across the page with less resistance than on Cosmo. It sounds strange, but Cosmo Air Light had this peculiar drag, almost like your nib was sinking into the paper. Smooth but a bit spongy, kinda like writing on rubber. Canopus, on the other hand, reminds me more of Midori MD and maybe even Midori MD Cotton. It feels like a real paper, which I much prefer, and it's great with pencils too. Cosmo had its quirks, like its line spread and a tendency to react badly to hand oils. From my testing, Canopus doesn't have those issues. No more swelling like on Cosmo. So how does it handle ink? I put it through its paces with wild foodie nibs and stacked nibs, and with tricky inks like Endless Stationery's Sheening Candy Sea, Tono and Lim's High Shading Namakimono, and others. There's no feathering or bleed through, colors stay mostly vibrant, and there's definitely shading and sheen. I'd say it's roughly on par with Midori MD, which is saying something. It doesn't quite reach the Cosmo Air Light levels of shading and vibrancy though. If that's your holy grail, you might want to look at Graphilo and Iroful. I got a separate video on that topic, which I'll try to link. What you get with Canopus is something more practical, more enjoyable to write on, and just a more well-rounded paper. It's great for ink swatching and still versatile enough for quick ballpoint notes, pencil sketches and journaling without that agonizing wait for ink to dry. If I were to compare it to something in the car world based on my limited knowledge, I would say Canopus is like a hot hatch. Perfect for dropping the kids off at school, doing the grocery run, and then tearing up some back roads. So that's Canopus. If you're heading to this year's San Francisco Pen Show, swing by Yamamoto's table and give it a try. If not, keep an eye out. Jet Pens and other retailers will likely carry it soon. If you found this paper overview helpful, please consider subscribing and giving this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.